Hello everyone, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. Today I have some new products and I am going to be sharing with you the new Guerlain collection. So if you're interested in seeing that, please keep watching. I did pick up the new Guerlain and Pucci collaboration. So this is 3 pieces from that collection. This is not the first time that Guerlain has collaborated with Pucci. I believe they have done so twice before. I think back in 2007 and back around 2012, something like that. They've done different variations of this current color story and of a blue or azure color story in the past. But this collection is the first time that I have seen them collaborate because I am relatively new to Guerlain. So I did want to pick this up because I just love their packaging, and I do really love their formulas. So I picked up 3 pieces. So these are all of the boxes. They've all been taken out. I did do a short of these where I unboxed them, but you can see here is the Meteorites box. So you can see the Guerlain times Pucci logo on there. This is the Meteorites in Marmo swirl. So the pattern is the Marmo pattern, or the Marmo sun pattern. So they have the Meteorites. I also picked up the Ombre G, which is the quad. So you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side of the quad there. And of course, this one is Marmo Vibe 045. And then we have the Terracotta in Marmo Sun. So this is quite a bit bigger of a packaging than would normally come, because this does come with an extra little pouch. So the Terracotta, which is usually around $60 depending on the style of it, but this one was actually quite more expensive than usual. This one was $105 in the US because it does come with the extra Pucci pouch. So just so you know, that's why the case is bigger, that's why the price went up. Also the Ombre G, the quad, which is usually they're around $85 to $90. This one also went up to $105 because of the packaging and the collaboration. So it was a lot of money for these 3 products. So it was exactly $300 for these 3 products. So that is a lot of money. That's Chanel money. Actually, it's more like almost Hermes money, but I decided to pick it up because I did want the collaboration. So here are the 3 products. So again, this is the Pucci Marmo Sun, or the Marmo. They do this kind of style, this Marmo style, in several colorways, but this is the colorway they've chosen for the summer. It does have the little Pucci fish, so it is a P. Not sure if I have that the right way, but it is a P in 2 intertwining fish there. So you have that little charm on the side, and then it does zip open. And then you do have the Guerlain compact in here. So this is Terracotta Marmo Sun. It has the normal compact with the sort of GG on the inside. This one is removable. The pan is removable. It has this little hole right here. And actually, the Terracotta Super Bloom from this spring is the same. So you've got that hole there. You just stick a pin in there, pop it out. The one from Holiday of last year does not. This is the Golden Leopard. So you can see it doesn't have that little hole there. So this is the bronzing powder. So let me show you what it looks like. I'm not going to be using this today, so don't get mad at me, but this is the design in here. It smells exactly like the terracotta smell, and it has the pink overspray of the Marmo Sun motif. So the reason I'm not going to be using this today is because it is basically the same thing as the Golden Leopard. So they're basically the same. It's just that this one has the overspray on it, and I would like to keep the overspray for a little bit longer. This one I used already. This had a golden overspray on it, but they are basically the same shade. They always use the same shade. It is like 3 medium, something like that. but it is basically the same shade. The only difference is this one's refillable and still has that pink overspray on it. So there's basically no difference. I just wanted the limited edition embossing and overspray. I did the same thing with the powder from last spring 2023, where I actually haven't used it. It's the one with the little bee on it, the little golden bee on it, and I did not use that. I have not used that. So apologies if you're going to get mad at me about that, but there's literally going to be probably no difference. If someone wants to correct me on that, I'm going to use the Golden Leopard today, because not only is it still a newer powder for me, I don't think there's going to be anything different between this one and that one. But again, I did want to pick it up because you do get the little pouch. I didn't really need the little pouch. I figured I have been picking up the limited edition ones, so I might as well keep doing that. And I did have the urge to splurge. So okay, so now we come to the Meteorites. This is always a really popular product. People love the Meteorites. They haven't done them for a few years and they started doing them again. I do have the one from the holiday collection, which is the one with the green sort of tortoise shell with the sort of Art Deco pattern on it. But here is the Marmo Swirl. And these two are technically the same color. These are both in 2. So this one is called Cool Rosé, and this one is called Too Clair Light, but they're basically the same, and it's basically the same style of component. Is this one. This one is 0.7 ounces. This one is also 0.7 ounces. You can see the Marmo Sun pattern in the middle. And then on 2 sides, I think this says Emilio for Emilio Pucci. But yeah, so the difference with this one is that, let me open it up. This one does have a little poof on top with the Guerlain times Pucci symbol on it. And then you can see the little poof. It's been pressed down and has gotten a little bit, you know, colorful in travel. This is the color. I'll try to show you that. And now this one has been used, so it is a little bit more worn. Not sure if you can see the difference there, but it's basically the same. This one, I know these have a different scent since they've been reformulated, but I think maybe this one's a little bit flowery, but honestly, they don't seem that different to me. Someone who uses Guerlain more could probably tell you the difference, but honestly, I don't. Like, this one might be a little bit more faint, but this is a fresh one, so it's hard to actually compare them. But I don't really see a difference in, as I'm looking at them, I don't really see a difference in the formulation or the look, really. I see the exact same thing. Again, this one's just a little bit more rough and tumble because it's been mixed around a lot more. This one is much more fresh and shiny, but you have the pinks, the purples, the yellows, the greens, and the pearly pearls. So yeah, they're basically the same. And just in case, because I just did make that mistake, this top does fit on this. Okay, so they're pretty much the same size. I think this one might be a little bit more snug. Another difference between the new Meteorites and the older Meteorites is that the Marmo Sun one does have the little bee embossing. This one from the holiday does not. And I believe this is on their regular line casing as well for the Meteorites. So we will be using this today because why not? I have been using this quite a lot and I think it's beautiful, so I might as well. And then we have one of the main things that people have wanted besides the Meteorites, which is the Ombre G. So I have the nice new velvet or velour sleeve. and you can see the Guerlain printed on there. This is now my 5th one of these, so I do have 4 other ones. So I have one that is not limited edition, and all of the other 3 are limited edition, but as you can see, it is the same with the Guerlain logo there on the front, and then you pull it out, and this one is, ta-da. It's got that bright gold packaging with, again, it's going to get all fingerprinty, and then you turn it around and you have the Marmo Sun. So this is not fabric as opposed to the other special edition ones. This is a lacquered, I don't know if it's plastic, I don't know if it's particularly metallized, but it is the lacquered top. So it is the same as, it's not the same material, I believe this is an aluminum, but it is the same sort of metallized or metal look packaging on the Ombre G. You've got some beautiful colors. You've got a light pink, you've got a light blue, you've got a vibrant red orange, you've got a yellow, you've actually got a couple of shades of yellow. You've got like a lemon yellow and a deeper yellow, and then you've got, of course, the black and the gold, and then you've got a white and a green down here. But this is the Marmo Sun pattern. This is called Marmo Vibe, but this is like the Marmo Sun pattern. So let's open this up. It opens up just like all the other ones, and it does have the beautiful Guerlain mirror here. Hopefully I'm not reflecting too much, but it does have the beautiful Guerlain mirror here with the Guerlain on the bottom. And then it does have the 2 applicators, or 4 applicators, whatever you want to consider that. It does have the little protective plastic tray. I usually end up throwing these out. And then on the inside, it has these 4 matte colors. So this is the first time I picked up an all matte quad from Guerlain, so I am very interested to see in how their mattes perform. I think I have a few mattes in here, and I'm going to compare some of the colors, but I've never had an all matte quad, so I'm pretty excited, and I'm excited to see how this one works, because this is supposed to be, it looks very red in the pan, it is supposed to be a orange, so I am excited for that. But you can see the Guerlain times Pucci. The Guerlain symbol is always, the Guerlain logo is always embossed in this lower right hand side pan, so they've got Guerlain times Pucci in there, and then they do have in the purple, not sure if you can see, but they do have the Pucci P intertwined fish on there. My video last week was on purple, and I did use the glittery tiger purple in that video just to see if I liked purple, and I decided that I did. So we're going to keep going with purple, and we're going to go with the orange today. So I'm excited to see how this works. So I'm always a little bit shy about these matte whites, because when I picked up the Anastasia Riviera palette, that had a really beautiful matte white in it, but I always worry that matte whites on me combined with oranges or reds or bright blues look a little bit clowny on me. But I think I'm going to just try it as like a little highlighter moment today on my inner corner. But yeah, I am always a little bit trepidatious about bright whites, but we'll see how it works. I've got a bunch of different brushes today to play with. I desperately need to wash my brushes, guys, so I'm not using my optimal brushes, but I will be using clean brushes at least. So I have done skincare and sunscreen. I have done my brows with the Chanel Stylo Sourcils in Brun Clair, and I have primed my eyes with the Ulta Matte Eye Primer. I find that works best with the Guerlain shades. And we are going to go in with Marmo Vibe. So I am actually going to go in and face my fears and start with this matte white and just picking it up. It seems very pigmented on the brush, but we're just going to go in on the lid, and that looks very nice. I'm just going to use this as a brightening base for the other colors. And this is a pretty flat brush that applies a relatively good amount of color. I believe it's just an Ulta freebie brush that I got with like a gift with purchase. But it does apply the product really nicely. And again, I'm just using it to kind of brighten up the lid. Again, I worry about going a little bit clown, but we're just gonna go for it. It is a little bit hotter today. I think it is supposed to get up into the mid 80s here where I live, so I don't know how long this makeup is going to last, especially matte, colorful, or if it's just gonna go everywhere, but we're just gonna play and see how this goes. Now, there are a couple of looks on the Guerlain website. I didn't really vibe with the looks that Violette created for this collection. I thought the videos on the website were super fun with the Pucci creative director, but I didn't really vibe with a lot of the looks that Violette was creating. They're very like loud, they're very deep, and it's just not what I'm feeling right now. I think on the outer part of the eye, I'm gonna go in with a bit of this purple here. I'm gonna try not to, you can see I've got a good amount on here, just dipping in. I'm gonna try not to ruin that little fish symbol. Just put some out here. Ooh, that's very pretty. Very pretty. I'm just kind of tapping. Very vibrant and purple, very true to pan. If we can get some up in the crease here. That's very pretty. You can make it a little bit paler. And again, I'm putting this on top of the white, so it might be a little bit paler than it usually is, but I don't think that's a bad thing. This is going to be really beautiful all over the lid. I can imagine this color with the Lilas mascara from Chanel looking just really cool. This is really pretty, and more of that purple is starting to come out. Super pretty. And I'm just going to take a crease brush and just go in, blend out. It's a really pretty purple shade. It's very, very pigmented, very vibrant. At least under these lights, it seems like it is. All right, so we're gonna go in with this orange shade, or what they tell me is an orange shade. So I'm just going in with a little, this is a little e.l.f. brush, and I'm just going to put that there on the center of the lid. And yes, it definitely is showing up a little bit more. I mean, it's still a red orange, but it is showing up more orange than you'd think in the pan. And I would say these are not super creamy mattes. These aren't like, you know, the creamy shimmers from the Guerlain formula. These are a little bit drier and do take a little bit of work. Again, this is first impressions, so maybe when you dig in and you get into using the formula more, maybe that changes, but it's my first time using an all matte palette. I would say they are a little bit drier, at least on the Ulta matte. I am using a matte eye primer, and I'm putting these on top of another matte shadow, obviously, so the blendability is not quite, I think, what I'd expect from a matte, but not awful, but it's just not like super smooth. So, but again, I didn't really buy this because I thought I was going to wear that a lot. I just kind of wanted it. So. And then we're going to do some lining with this black shade here, and we're going to see how this works, how pigmented this is. Seems pretty pigmented for black. Just pressing that in. I don't usually do this anymore because I do get transfer on my lids, but for today, it's okay. And it does tend to be a bit easier on my eyes than eyeliner. Yeah, that looks like a very nice black. I don't think it's the most intense Noir pigment, but it is a very nice defining black shadow. You can see the difference. But yeah, I think that's a super fun graphic look. It's very not easy or casual, but it is really, really fun and bright, and because it's got those deeper shades, it is more going into fall, but it would also look beautiful for summer. It would also look, some of the, like the orange would look beautiful for spring, so would the white. So let me do some swatches of this for you. Here is the white. Trying not to kill the embossing on these. Here's the purple. Here's the black. The orange. Let's put this here. So there you can see all 4 colors swatched. I'll try to hold my hand still for a minute, guys. So yes, this is Marmo Vibe. You can see there's already a few fingerprints on the gold there. That's okay. We put it back in the velvet pouch. But this could also look really nice maybe on the cheeks or something as well. I don't know that I'm going to be using it too much, but I will definitely be playing with it and using it with my other makeup. Again, I think the purple is going to look really good with some of the other shades in my Guerlain quads. I have the, let's do some swatches of some purples. This is from 518, Summer Jean. It's this luminous lavender shade right here. We'll just take a bit of that. Swatch it right here. You can see it's right here. Here's the purple. This one does need some building up. It is really beautiful and luminous, but it does need a little bit of building up. You can see the difference between the 2 purples there. Again, this one has like a pearly luminousness to it, but this one would do really nice deepening this one up with this on the lid. Glittery Tiger, which is the one that I used last week. And we have this beautiful burgundy, like velvety shade. You can see that one is just a little bit deeper. This one's a little bit brighter. This one is very deep, and this one is very velvety. This one is a bit drier. But again, as I use the as I use it more, I could change my mind about this. This is all first impressions, but you know, I was unsure about this one when I first bought it, and I love this velvety, beautiful burgundy shade. I think it's super pretty, super editorial, and just super fun. And then this is Red Vanda 770. This was from Lunar New Year a couple of years ago. It's either 2023 or 2022. Let's try this red copper shade. This is the more matte of the two. This is more of a red copper shimmer or metallic. This one is a little bit more matte. Put that right there. And you can see it's just a bit redder. Might actually work really nice with this orange. So this quad could look really good with the orange shade here. Something to think about. Maybe the tone is off a little bit, but I think it could possibly, with the copper, work. And this is my regular line Guerlain quad. This is 910 Undressed Brown. This is these beautiful, deep, burnt shades, and I just love these copper shades. I think these browns would look absolutely stunning with this purple. And yeah, I'm just thinking up combinations in my head to go with my other Guerlain quads, and I am excited for the possibilities. I do think these will stain a little bit. I have been trying to wipe them off a little bit, but it does seem like they may stain a bit. So just so you know, that is a possibility. I'll probably, you know, take a cleansing oil and wash these off later. Hopefully that works, but it does seem like there is a bit of staining. So I would definitely wear a primer or some type of protective layer on your eye before you wear these. I'm gonna go into my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. Then my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint in 3, mixed with a little bit of the Chanel Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow Highlighting Fluid in Sunkissed. And then I am going to be going in with a bit of the Golden Leopard here. And then for a bit of color, I am going to go into the little Danessa Myricks Rosé and Brunch. This is the Blurring Balm Powder Flushed. So this is the little mini that I picked up recently from Sephora. Thought this would be a good choice for this look. And it just blends in so beautifully. It's a pretty nice neutral rosy shade. Pink with a bit of brown in it. So I think it goes really, really nicely. All right, and then we are going to go into Marmo Swirl, the Meteorites from the new collection. And let's try it with the little powder puff first. Probably won't continue with that. I'll probably go in with a brush, but you can see it just going everywhere. That just kind of tones it down. Let's go in with a little brush. It just sort of takes everything down and adds that little bit of luminousness. This one, these are, because they're new, they look very luminous in the case. I don't know. Again, I've had my other version since the holidays, before the holidays actually, and so they're a bit more, you know, rough and tumble. They're not as shiny, but it doesn't seem to be super different. I compare these all the time to the ambient lighting powder in diffuse light that I used from Hourglass. It is very comparable to me, obviously, except for the smell and except for like the type of container applicator it's in, but I think they are basically very comparable. They give you that brightening, they take everything down and sort of meld it together, and then you do get a little bit of like sparkle in direct sunshine, but it is very brightening and it is a really good finishing powder, which is what I like to use these as. It's not really a setting powder, it's for me a finishing powder. So I feel like I just need a little bit of something more today, so I'm going to go into my Chanel Baume Essentiel in the Mermaid Glow from the Spring Summer collection, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that on the inner corner, just to give a little bit of something, because I know a lot of people just love a matte look, and I think it can look really pretty. I just want a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shimmer. I think it just softens everything up and adds a lot of light into my more deep set eyes. So as you can see, this has a bit of a pinky purpleness to it, which I think works really well with this combination. All right, so let's go in for a little bit of mascara to finish off the eye look. I have all three of my Noir Allure mascaras. So I have my Lilas, I have my Orange Bruni, and I have my Noir. So let's start off with Noir on the top lashes. So you can see that with the black on the top lashes. Now I'm going to take a bit of the Orange Bruni. I'm just going to add a bit to the inner part of the lower lashes here. This one is a little bit more burnt orange, obviously. It does have a bit of that red in it, more brown, but a little bit of that red in it. So you can see that with the burnt orange mascara on the inner part of the lower lashes. So we're going to go in next with Lilas. We're going to put that on the outer part of the lower lashes. And I just love every opportunity to play with my colorful mascaras. As I say, life is short, use the colorful mascaras. These don't last a long time. You've got 3 months max with these, so play with them, do fun things with them. So that's what I've done. Because I have the orange and purple up here, I figured I would have the orange and purple down here today. Again, love finding ways that new products mix with older products in my collection, and these aren't that old. So let's go with a bit of a deeper lip today. I am going to be lining my lips first with the About Face Fix Lip Pencil. What color is this? Grounded. I don't think I've used this one a whole lot, but it is the deepest one that I have. So I've got the deeper liner on. I did take a cotton swab and just blur the lines a little bit because my hands are pretty shaky today, and also I don't want it super dark outline, but I do want a lip liner because I am going to be using something that will make the colors bleed a little bit. So I'm going to go in with my Sephora Labyrinth City. This is one of my favorite matte colors from this line. And you can see that's a little bit more purpley burgundy red than the liner, which is okay. Kind of gives like an ombre. This is one of my all-time favorite lipsticks. Love it so much. And I'm just gonna blot. And then I am going to top it off with the Guerlain Lavender Glow. This is the Kiss Kiss Bee Glow Oil. I figured with Guerlain it was appropriate, and this is such a beautiful lip oil, but it will make anything underneath kind of bleed. But it just gives you the most luminous look to your lips. And because the color is already so deep in here, you don't really have to worry too much about getting lipstick on here. So I don't. And I think this is, I love the scent of this. I love the way that this just makes my lips shine over a really deep lip. And yeah, it's a staple for me. I love it on its own. I love it over a deep lip. And it's just giving me that pinky purple that I love with the blush and with the louder eyes today. Okay guys, so here is the finished look using the new Guerlain times Pucci collection. I hope you enjoyed seeing this. I hope you're not too disappointed that I didn't use the Marmo Sun, but as I explained, it's pretty much always the same shade that they do. It's like usually the medium, medium light, medium 3, whatever. It doesn't really change that much. And it is the bronzing powder. It is the same bronzing powder as the Golden Leopard. Just doesn't have any gold. It has that pink overspray on it, and this was just fun for me to pick up as a collector's piece. Again, I like the little fish charm here. I think it's really cute. The Meteorites, I already know that I love. This is a wonderful shade for me, and I am pretty far along in this one. It will probably be gone relatively soon. I don't want to make any promises, but I can definitely see me going through this one as well. The Ombre G, these are always beautiful collector's pieces. I'm glad I got my hands on it. And I believe at the time that I'm filming this, these did show back up on the website on Guerlain and Neiman Marcus. And I picked these up on the Guerlain website. All you had to do was search for Marmo, M-A-R-M-O, and everything would show up, and everything was available to add to cart at the time that I picked these up, obviously. But again, Guerlain has a lot of like fun videos about this collaboration. I think it's really cute. I think it's super collectible. I think the only one I'll really be going through is this one, and then I can keep this as well. But these are really just sort of collector's pieces for me. I know that's weird with makeup, but everyone has their thing. So this is mine. And again, this was $105. This was also $105. And this was, I believe, $90. So these are normally $72. So the price has gone up for the collaboration. I think they're wonderful pieces. I really like Guerlain makeup, and I'm happy with all the little samples that I picked up and my big old new box. I've got boxes everywhere, guys, that I got to break down and figure out what to do with. I've bought a lot of stuff recently. House is starting to look a little crowded. But anyway, I hope you like this look. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome. All of them would be deeply, deeply appreciated. And I will see you in the next one.